Thank you. Next stop Brussels, I think. Unless it stops anywhere else. Well, there we go. I'm officially on foreign soil. Not entirely sure which country it is, whether it's France or Belgium, but that was a decent crossing, that. Pretty quick. About half an hour or something. Anyway, I shall let you know when I arrive in Brussels, I expect. So there we go, where's the light switch? There we go, nice picture of Marilyn Monroe. There's the digs for the week. It's not exactly the back of a Ford Transit van, but there's me, still got me backpack on. That'll do. Oh, bit of paint coming off, but never mind. It's not, what's that one called? Where they all go to each other's bed and breakfasts. Good grief. Anyway, four in a bed, that's what it's called, isn't it? Yeah, anyway. I'm gonna, I don't know. Well, I can't wait to tell you because I won't be able to understand it. But it has got Wi-Fi, so I suppose I can watch my phone like I do in the van. Anyway, I'm going to get settled. I might have a shower and get changed as well. So, yeah, I'll let you know what's going on in the morning. When I've arrived on site and done my induction. And we can see what's appertaining. See you in a bit. Right, I've been out, got something to eat. Went to the shop to get some beer. The only one I recognised. Bloody Heineken again. So, looks like I'm back on the Heineken, but got a... Oh, there it is. Chicken kebab, so we'll see what that tastes like. He put chips in it as well, which was weird. What's that called? A gyro or a gyros or whatever it's called. So we'll see what that tastes like. Have a quick swig of Heineken. Oh, looks weird, doesn't it? I'll survive. Not bad. I got the Wi-Fi code. Oh. And because I'm an idiot, I had to go and buy a plug adapter. I'm hoping I can make it work. There's instructions on there and it says Europe on the back, so hopefully I'll be able to get some power into my phone. Anyway, see you in the morning. Anyone fancy working abroad, but not anyone fancy working abroad, but not taking a van and having to take your tools all that way? Have a look at this. So I brought them in this. Oh look, I've had this. Oh. So I don't know how many railway stations I've dragged that through, but that's it, that's what it's got me. Absolute. That was 60 quid that. JCB, well done. But this is what I had to bring. So all the hand tools there. There's a couple there. Hammer, big grips. So only 3 bits of lift and stuff. And then the rest of the gear. Croppers, crimping machine, impactor, drill, emu, brought him, brought the little battery ratchet, brought my heat gun. There's not a lot, there's not like, oh, headlamp. There's not a great deal of tools, but yeah, that's not with a tab end, that thing. I'm hoping that that stands up better, because I'm low battery, unavailable flash. So hopefully I can fill that with all my stuff. Right, second day, nothing to do with graft, I'm afraid. Went to work this morning, inductions and whatever else. Just got shown the ropes really. We didn't really do a great deal, but I just thought I'd share this with you. So yesterday there wasn't anything open. So I got a little chicken kebab. Wouldn't have had a sparrow, by the way. I wolfed it into me, I was still starving. So having a walk around tonight, I found this. Ta-da! Beautiful. So I got some, how do you open these? Chicken stuff? No, that's wrong. So I got them. Save them for a minute. I got, what the hell is that? Oh, I didn't order that. That's not very good. There's a bloody pepperoni. And there's the pepperoni. I don't know what that is. I ordered a cheese. Is that, would that class as a cheeseburger? I thought I ordered an actual cheeseburger and not a pizza that looks like a cheeseburger. Oh well, never mind. So they were having, hang on. So they were getting a delivery, right, of whatever it was, and there was quite a steep ramp up the steps to the front of Domino's. And the lads started pushing it up, and it went off. They had like a little ramp up there, and the ramp moved and it fell. So I went over, like me being big and strong and stuff. So I lifted it up back onto the ramp, and then we pushed it in. And I just thought, you know, save me waiting outside in the cold. Got in, orders the stuff, went and got some beer, still on the Heineken. And when I got back, he gave me 2 cookies for helping out. So it just shows you, if you put yourself out for people, you'll get rewards. Anyway, I'm going to wolf this into me, and I'm going to FaceTime the daughter. Well, no, I'm going to phone her. And I shall see you tomorrow, hopefully, with something to do. See you in a bit. Right, we're at the graft. We've got the cold face today. So this is what we've got to do. So we've got it to 5 core, 120, comes off there and drops into this. Now there's not a great deal of room. I haven't measured it yet, but it's not a lot to the glam plate. The glam plate's been taken away to be punched, have a hole punched in it, so we don't even have to drill them. The non-armoured cables, I'll show you better on this piece. So what we've got is you've got, see that, it just this stuff in the inside just crumbles away. You can see you cracking it there, look. So you just peel, like, there you go, look. Just pick it off. So there's no armour and there's no gland as such to put on. So what we're putting on is, so you put one of those goes on it. And it's a heat shrink into that's essentially the lock nut. I can't do it with one hand, but that's the lock nut. And then that just shrinks on to the cable. We've got a gas gun. I'm working with 2 other lads. But yeah, that's it. And then you do the crimps are the same. So just narrow palm 120mm lugs into I don't even know what size it is, 250 amp switch. So that's it for now. I'll show you bits and bobs as we go on. What we've got to do is from that bar on the rack, we have to put some two bits of rod onto a cleat to hold the cable off the rack because it's too far back in accordance with the glam plate, and the cable's too big to go back and then sweep back forward again. So you're just going to let it drop straight in, like you can sort of see there. I'll change it slightly, obviously, because you'll want to bring it there and then down, but it's not going to actually physically touch the rack. But yeah, a little bit, at least we've got a bit to do today. So that's what we got done so far. So what the other lads have been doing is they've been taking them right over to the rack and then letting them come back, but they were sort of leaning like that because of the size of the cable. So we came up with that idea, and then that's the room we've got to do determinations, which isn't a lot. It's a 4-core 120, 5-core 120. Just putting black shrouding on, so don't think I forgot what colours are. But then we've just been, fortunately for me, the man's just come round and said, I'm going to have to pull you off. I said, oh, brilliant. Are we going to go down to the toilet? So he said, no, on to another job. I was like, oh, man. So I've got to go next door, just past that wall, and do another 2, exactly the same as this, but they're priority, apparently. So I have to pack all my troubles in my old kit bag and go next door. Right then, a little bit of work smarter, not harder. So trying to cut this on here, right? So you get it, you're trying to cut that. There's no grip on there whatsoever. That is going to be an absolute pig to cut, right? However, if one uses one's brainium, put that in there, you can hold that. That keeps it completely still, and you can cut it really easy, because I've just cut that one that was over there and measured out. So there we go. Adapt and overcome, my friends, adapt and overcome. I think somebody needs to get some tape or heat shrink. Bloody hell. Well, there we go, that was this morning's job. 2 cleats on that one. Same on that one. And then the terminations are a bit from there. It's a bit tight, I'll give you that. I want to show you a gland in a minute because I've never used a gland like this before in my life. Weird. But yeah, that's what we're just going to go and do another one now on the other side of the building. So this is the gland, right? So what you've got is a heat shrink. This goes on, we're putting 120, 5 core 120s away, right? And you just heat shrink this down onto the cable. That acts as the lock. It's like a threaded lock nut that goes inside. 2 secs, I'll unscrew it, I'll show you. So you've got that, which is quite a lot of thread on it, to be honest. There's like an O-ring to seal it, and then it goes into, hang on a sec. So it goes in there, and that's it. There's no sort of mechanical fixing like we have in the UK, where it's, you know, you have the brass gland which fixes to the armouring of the cable, because obviously there's no armouring over here. And it's basically, I've got that, cable's hanging down, I'm going to trim it to about here, take that excess piece off, trim it to about there, up and in, and we've got to fix cleat. Matt's just fixing, he's making the threaded bars to go onto that bar there to hold the cleat out so it goes straight into the gland. And we've been asked to sort some of the other job out, where the lads, what they've done basically is they've take the cable from the tray, they've let it go back onto the rack, and then it comes forward into the gland. But the gland, instead of like, so it'd be like that, where they go into our glands, they're like that one, they're leaning over. So we've been tasked with sorting 2 of them out on this level. So I'm going to get that put in now. Another weird thing. This I have used cable like this before, but you don't strip it, so it just falls off. So once you've stripped the outer off, or the inner, so to speak, the inner outer, then you just crumble this stuff off. Crazy, isn't it? And then what we're doing is, have you ever seen the end of a cable when it comes from Cleveland Cables or whoever, and they put a heat shrink over the end so no water gets in? Well, what we've done is we've cut the top off of a heat shrink, we slide that up into there and heat shrink that down so the cores are enclosed, and that's what we're doing. It's just a brand new way around it. It's a little bit alien, but I'm getting used to it. It's alright. And things are coming on pretty decent. So yeah, basically what's happened is the lads have put them in, the other company have put them in, and they've, oh my god, bloody multi-tools. Anyway, we'll just have to do it with the multi-tooling because he's not stopping. So yeah, they've just, where we put a bracket out with a cleat on it, they've just tied them to the, so now I've been tasked with pulling that back, making a cleat up and getting it stitched in to make it look a little bit better. That's the difference of the terminations inside as well. So now trying to rectify this situation. So we've got the ratchet strap tied on to pull it forward, but because I need the cleat on that bar of the rack, it was leaning. like back, like towards me, leaning this way, so I need to pull it with the tugging machine back in that direction in order to form a bend at the top so I can get the cleat on there. And then I need to, once I've done that, I need to pull it down onto the rack. So it's complicated. So there we go, there's one finished. We're waiting on the cleats, but they haven't got any because they're a smaller size cable. So that drops in. Now it drops in, if you can see, behind all of this stuff. So there's no way we could have brought it out the front and sort of set them over like this. So the only way to do it was we took it down the back and brought it up over the top, bum 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 bum. So, and then this one is the same. So done. Obviously that one needs pulling across, but we'll be able to do it when the cleat gets here. Yeah, so it drops down again, sweeps up and over and drops in. Now this supply goes into this side, so that'll be down there, round the side, sorry, down here, and then underneath, up and over and in. But we're just waiting on those because they're crossed, so we have to uncross them under the floor over there. It's all go today. Right then, that's it for this visit. I'm off to bonny old England again. Corridor's very full of people. So yeah, I'm just going to go and put my tools in the store now. And that's it done. I don't think it's a very long video, but it was it's just the first week, so just finding your feet and what's going on. But there'll be more next week when we finally get on the singles and stuff, because that's the where the pennies will be. I'll show you. I'm doing a bit of a road trip next week as well because I'm bringing the van over, so it'll be a bit of a. Idiot. See the editing I've got to do now to edit him out of that. Idiot. Yeah, I'm bringing the van over, so that'll be a bit of a road trip. So yeah, I'll pretend we're going across America without getting shot, obviously. Right. See you on the next one, and remember, no thumbs up. Thank you very much. See you in a bit.